Talk to your classmates.
My name is Christopher Swing II. I'm from Winchester, and I want to be a sports agent.
Very good.
I do.
My name is Hunter Blake, from Winchester, Virginia, and I want to be a pediatrician.
Someone's got to start.
Allison.
You both can go.
I'm Allison Shiflett. I'm from Winchester, Virginia, and I want to be a wedding planner.
All right.
I'm Matthew Yates. I'm from Cleveland, Virginia, and I want to be a mechanical engineer.
I'm Lewis McFarland. I'm from here. I want to be a porn star.
That's not even funny.
Anything else? If that doesn't work out for some reason, it is a career, I'll give you that. But if it doesn't work out, what else do you want to do? Stripper? Stripping doesn't work out. It's a bad industry. We've invested in the stripping stock market. It's plumbing. Anything else? Stand back up. What else do you want to do? It's a lose-lose situation. Anything else?
Those two fail. I want to be a hobo.
Hobo? Alright, anything else? Because hobos don't make a lot of money. Nothing. Alright, fair enough. Who's up?
My name's Jake Aguilera. I go to James Wood. I live in Cross Junction, and I hope to be a computer engineer.
Cool.
Cheyenne Flowers. I live here in Winchester, and I want to be an astronomer.
Very good. That's cool.
I'm Troy Middleton. I'm from Winchester, and I want to be a cop.
Cop. Alright, cool. That's some cool information. One thing, I will explain a little bit why we're doing this later. But when you guys are doing resumes, and anyone ever done a resume? Just curious. Never made one? No. Alright, you guys certainly will once you get older. But when you guys make resumes and stuff, the next process, and they select you, is interviews. Alright? And you have to sell yourself. Alright? So that's why we'll explain this a little later. Okay, cool. What I want to talk about, just some basic stuff about resume. I know this sounds boring and whatnot, but you guys need to understand this. A resume is a marketing tool that sells a product. You guys are selling yourself. Now, how many of you guys want a job when you're older? Okay, well, hobos aren't really a job, so you might have to pick something else. Okay, if you guys want a job when you're older, the only way you're going to get a job is through a resume or an interview. No one's going to just say, that kid on the street looks nice, I'll hire him. Would you do that if you're an employer? Pick someone off the street and just say, come work for me? No, you wouldn't. You're going to go through a whole process. The first process in that job career is a resume. Okay, you're selling yourself. I can't stress it. A lot of people don't like to brag about themselves a lot, but in a resume, it's all about you. You're shining the light on yourself. Okay, you're trying to make yourself marketable to your employer. If you just be kind of restrictive and say, I like to play sports and that's it, I mean...
You can open it. They come in and get the, I'm sorry,
no, it's fine.
the recycling. That's their job.
That's fine.
Yep.
Next thing, resume can convince potential employers to learn more about you. All right, they want to find out about you. It's the only way they know who you are. Your future employer must believe you have the skills to be a strong candidate for the job, and that it generates a positive message about your experience and does not raise any questions. The last thing you want to do is have an employer read your resume and go, what in the world is this? Any questions at all. You want to eliminate questions at all costs. Next slide, please. Okay? When you do a resume, you put it in reverse chronological order. Anybody know what that means? I like it. Okay, reverse chronological order. Meaning, if, say for instance, I'm making a resume, I'm going to graduate with a business degree, bachelor's degree in business administration. I'm going to list that first. I'm not going to list that I was a senior at James Wood High School and I graduated high school. You list the current stuff first, meaning reverse chronological order. Everything that just happened, that's what you list first, because they want to see the most important stuff that you've just accomplished, not what you did 10 years ago. Okay? Followed by the objective, which we'll explain in a second. Your professional relevant experience is the main body of the document, what you've done, your work history, volunteer experience and stuff. And then at the end, you can include professional memberships, some more volunteer activities, educational background, and relevant coursework to what you want to do. Okay, your header. Biggest important thing. You guys see, I don't know if you passed out the sample resume. Yeah. The header at the top of the page. I know the guy says, will be hired. It's pretty cliche and really corny, alright? But it includes your name, your address, your home, your cell phone number, and your email address. That's the only way they're going to contact you, okay? You want your name up there in bold so they see it. It's the first thing they see, okay? Especially with the home and cell phone number. How many of you guys have cell phones in here? I'm sure all you guys do, cell phones and whatnot. I didn't get one until junior year of high school, so I feel like a loser. But anyway, if you are best contacted by your cell phone number, put that. Don't put your home phone number, especially if they're in college or away from home. An employer contacts one of them and mommy picks up and says, oh, my sweetheart's not here. Call them on a cell phone. They're just going to hang right up, okay? They don't really care. They want to find you the fastest and quickest way because they got hundreds of resumes, hundreds of people to interview, and the last thing they need to do is going on a treasure hunt trying to find you, all right? Information is usually centered at the top of the page, so it's easy, it's clear, it's right in front of them to see. Your name is in boldface and larger than the text in the body of the resume because you don't want your name in very small, like Comic Sans, like 2.5 print, and they're squinting to see who you are. They want to see you. You're marketing yourself. Okay, you got to make it nice, big, and bold. If necessary, include your permanent and current address if you think you might move during the search. Like again, they don't want to go on a hunt trying to find you. They just want to find you, contact you, tell you to come in, or tell you to leave. Your objective statement, okay? This is a huge, huge thing. You want to clearly state what you want. Be concise without being restrictive. And what that means is being concise, stating what you want. For instance, where is it? Oh, the next one, I'm sorry. Example of a targeted, well-written objective, to gain employment as a registered nurse at Betsy Johnson Clinic. Okay? What is the job they want to do? What is it?
Nurse.
Registered nurse. Where do they want to do it?
Betsy.
Betsy Johnson Clinic. That's it. Bam. That's what you want to do. An example of a poorly written objective, challenging position where I can grow professionally and help others. What job do they want to do? You have no idea, do you? There's no job description in that at all. Where do they want to do it? Okay, when someone reads this on a resume, a lot of it shows it's not professional. They think, oh, you're doing it like Saturday night homework where you just want to bang through it and go hang out with your friends. When you write something like that on the resume and an employer sees, oh, well, he just wants to do something to help people, and that's it. They think, oh, you just flew through it, and they're just going to toss your paper. They don't care about you at this point. All they care about is that piece of paper. So be concise, state what you want, but don't hold back too much information. Meaning, just don't hold stuff back. I'm trying to explain myself a little bit. But, go ahead to the next one. But you guys understand what I mean about concise and restrictive? Alright, clearly state what you want. Your educational background, big thing. Include the name of the degree of the program. In this case, you guys are on high school. Just list graduated James Wood High School class of whatever. I'm 07. But I don't need to put that. I'm going to graduate from Shenandoah University class of 11. Okay. Your school, city, state, and anticipated year of graduation. If you earn more than one degree, like I said, reverse chronological order, put that first. Okay. If you have a PhD, which would be really nice, you can be doctor, whatever you want, or a master's, put that first rather than just a bachelor's degree, because a PhD is more prominent and you're thought of more. If you're in the process of earning a degree, obviously list that degree first, and anything like magna cum laude, like 3.6, 3.8 and above, that kind of stuff, you graduate with a 4.0, put that on there. An employer sees, man, this guy got straight A's with this girl, got straight A's entire career in school. I mean, that's something big to put on a resume. You don't want to hide that information. Put it on there. You're trying to sell yourself. Okay, professional relevant experience. Begin with the most recent work experience first, of course, reverse chronological order. List the position, title, employer, city, state, and dates of employment. The ordering of the information should be consistent. For example, if you start with a job title, always list the job title first for every job. And you can see on that sample resume, it kind of does that. Example of a listing would be student teacher, January 2009 to May 2009, John Henley High School, Winchester, Virginia. Very short and sweet. It's concise without being restrictive. It says exactly what they did, student teacher, when they did it, where, and the city and state that it was in. Very simple. Alright, that's exactly what should be on a resume. Alright, bulleted statements. Big thing, it's a huge component of the professional experience section because you don't want to just put student teacher and that's it. They want to know a little bit more about what you did. And this goes again into being concise and restrictive. Tell your employer what you've accomplished in each job. Begin each statement with action words such as organized, implemented, created, big action words. Okay, now when you're reading a resume, for example, these employers are reading about, I would say even more than this. There's a stack of probably 1,000 give or take, on the employer's desk. The last thing he's going to do, or she, is going to read through every single thing on your resume. A lot of times, they're just going to see, okay, Big Electrical Incorporated, Barnes & Noble, okay, Banana Republic, he worked in sales, okay, next. It's either in the good pile or it's in the bad pile. They're not going to nitpick like a teacher would everything that's on this, okay? So that's why you have to put big action words like organized, implemented, creative to show what you've done in a very short amount of words. Like, for instance, if you say organized information, say you worked at like a bank over the summer, just a bank job. Organized money, stuff like that. You don't need to say, you can say organized money versus I helped put money away in a box and it was fun. Okay, you don't know. That's you're trying to be professional. Okay. Emphasize skills, experiences, and tasks completed. Like we said, the biggest thing is try and keep it to 3 bullet statements, no more. Because like I said, the employer's not going to read everything on that resume at all. They may read 1 or 2 things and then just move right on to the next one. You're either in the good pile or you're in the bad pile. Okay, so keep it to about 3 bulleted statements with those big action words. And remember to place, again, reverse chronological order, the most relevant entries first. Other related work experience, especially volunteer. How many of you guys are in like a club volunteer organization here? Anything? I was in Key Club when I was here in high school. You guys do any volunteer work outside of school? I highly recommend it. Nothing is better on a resume for an employer to see that someone has done something outside of just a paycheck. Okay? I was in the Key Club. I did stuff with Salvation Army, which is great. I mean, I'm not going to say it was fun at times, but a lot of times you do it because it looks great on your resume. And you ask any one of us, a lot of times people say, do this because it looks great on your resume. I'm the president of the Student Investment Club at Shenandoah University. I'm like a nerd. Might as well put my glasses on. All right? I do it, 1, because I kind of like stocks, but 2, it looks great on a resume. All right? President of the Student Investment Club. It's pretty cool. So I highly recommend, if you guys don't do anything now, start doing it. And what Casey brought up yesterday, when you apply for schools too, like colleges, you have to turn in a resume in a sense of what you've done. A lot of schools won't accept you. I mean, you can explain about Georgetown.
Yeah, I actually just applied for grad school to Georgetown, and I had to fill out a whole paper of not only the internships and stuff like that I've done, but all about volunteer work. Everything and anything that I've done from the time I started at college to the time that I finished. Any volunteer work